Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It's Corked Stats, the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely, anyway. With your homeboy, yo, Big Johnny Stud up in the chair as always. You know it. Follow me on Twitter at John Legaza Flow, sharper than a razor. Same handle over on Substack, where $2 a week, get your 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box, Baseball's version 300. Give the book nothing, take from that bitch everything. This a man is baby.
This is Sparta!
You damn right it is. Burning the candle on both ends. NFL, MLB stuff, just rocking around the clock. Trust me, I have one hairy eyeball on fantasy football. I've been drafting around the clock when I'm not doing this shit. Yesterday kind of sucked. Pittsburgh caught us back up. They had the nice win. We kind of called that one. Gavin Williams sucked yesterday. What the fuck? What the fuck? Then of course, the Guardians, that offense sucks. When you're down 5, I already counted it as a loss. They tickled the taint, right? They tickled the taint. Schneeman hits a fucking grand slam to bring them within 1. All of a sudden, Gavin Williams on the bump, up 1 run in the 4th or whatever it was. You got a chance at winning that. Well, we all know how that was going to go. I mean, whatever. You can't bitch and you can't moan it. I'm just not on that part of the bell curve. I'm not that person that turns it around late. That's not us. We're the one that blows the late game. We have to be very, 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 very good if we were to cash those checks. You know what I'm saying? I never expect to fucking turn around in Boston. Oh my God. I forgot. I forgot about Boston. I forgot about Boston. Where did that end up? I don't even know. 0 for 12 runners in scoring position, 13 stranded. Oh my gosh, they out-hit the fucking Jays, and they just, every inning, leadoff guy in second, leadoff guy in third, second and third, no out, second and third, 1 out, bases loaded, 1 out, and it was just whoop, 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 whoop. Then I noticed also, before we get into it, we got a short slate today anyway, whoever is in charge of the fucking Boston challenges needs to give up the button. They were in huge spots. One of those bases loaded spots, you just took a fucking strike. That was awful. Then there was a cold strike right down the middle. I mean, like, legit, really. Actually, that one got flipped. I'm sorry. That one got flipped. But they did take some bad ones. Anyway, I'm being a fucking baby today. Enough of that shit. More of this. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets in the mug. 9 games today. We got 4 in the daytime. 5 at the nighttime. My favorite tweet is my own right now recently. And it's, I win daytime MLB games by not betting them. That's how I answer them. I shouldn't exaggerate. You know, we've had strong weekends. Something about these midweek getaway days have always had a fucking thing out for me. Anyway, first up. Let's go, Mets go, throwing Sean Manaea out there, plus 104, dog on the road, down in Broad Street, to face Aaron Nola in the Fightin' Phils. Nola is a 126 favorite at the crib. I mean, talk about a rough season. Nola, I believe more in the underpinning stuff when you look at the 5.86 ERA and the 147 whip, which is obviously shite. Manaea not too far behind, 4.78 ERA, 135 whip. Though when it comes to Manaea, I guess maybe he's used to it, of all people, having the workload fucking jerked around. I've never been a fan of that. I think he's a starter. Also, he had that, like, ridiculous season, right? Didn't he have, like, a great season? Oh, okay, it was for the Mets. It was the first season with the Mets. Right, he made 32 starts. He was phenomenal. And you'd think that would have been enough to, you know, earn you some grace after what was admittedly a bad season last year. All right, let me just check it out. I got the game log here. Now, he is coming off a regular start on regular rest. We like that. And he shoved the Braves. Went 6, gave up 2, 1 earned, no walk, 6 Ks, which is pretty awesome. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs, since the fucking end of April. So, Manaea actually doesn't look that bad on the spreadsheet. The earlier stuff was really kind of rough. So I bet you the last 30 for Manaea is probably pretty strong. But he's been phenomenal last 30. I don't know how I missed that. 291 ERA with a sub-1 whip. 264 expected, 3 flat Sierra, 22 KBB. Whoever asked me to put the expected last 30 up also, thanks. I mean, that's how this shit happens, literally. Don't be, like, afraid or ashamed, or you're not a fucking bother. If you're a paid sub, I always say this, you're not a fucking bother, you're a priority. There's a difference. If there's something that we can add that you think will help, hit me up and ask me. I will tell you honestly, flat out, if I can add it or not. Someone asked about that. I went and looked. I said, shit, I got that. No problem. The next fucking day, it's up, and it's up for good. That's how it works from here. Door swings fucking both ways, Joe. You know how I roll. So, man, Minai's been really good, and probably want to give him the nod today over Nola, who I mentioned has been kind of ass. Now, I did mention the disciplinary stuff better than Manaea, though Manaea's really had the control, which we love. And Nola's actually had his breaking stuff getting over, which is normally a big hang-up for him, keeping the ball down. But what's always the problem is the four-seamer's not good enough, and he misses too much. That's where all those home runs come from. 13 ding-dongs, 1.7 homer 9. I may be a little bit worried about pitching Nola in his building. Yeah, he's a 6.2 ERA at home, 5.76 ERA last 30 days, though the indicator is significantly stronger than that. Man, I'm probably going with the edge to Manaea on the bump. Phillies versus lefties have really been weak. Their best hitters are all left-handed. And listen, Schwarber and Harper can, they'll hit lefties a little bit. The rest of the team, they don't have those power righties. It's like a little bit of Trey Turner, and after that, you don't get a lot of just about anything. Mets versus righties last 2 weeks hasn't been great, that they are improving, right? We're making zone contact, hitting the ball hard, getting that ex-con up over that 375 mark, which we like. Man, bullpen's probably a wash. Mets a little bit better last 2 weeks, but the Phillies not to be thrown away either. Again, I forgot to mention, we got the heat emoji, we got the wind blowing out emoji. I'd be under on a regular day, because I feel like this might have been 9 on a regular day. Maybe it would have been 8.5. With all the juicing, I'm still under that 9.5. Man, I hate tempting this weather and shit. We've been speaking about that, the parabolic curve, how once you get the combination of heat plus wind, everything that's up tends to go out. Manaea's been up in the air, and Nola's been up in the air. Hard to go under, but again, if I'm just... I'm at that impasse of I've been speaking about wanting to or needing to show confidence in your work, but also being nervous around these damn fucking weather games. So that 9.5 still feels a little bit too high. Not sure I'm going to challenge it on the live ticket. Next up, Sean Burke on the bump for the Pale Hose. They're 130 dogs down in New York to face Ryan Lovely Weathers and the Yankees. Bad guys minus 157. Going to be hot. Wind blowing out also. We know how that plays up in New York. Now, this is like exactly what I was talking about, but playing out in real time. So 2 days ago, I said, no, let's challenge it. It was the last Weathers game. So it had to be 5 days ago if Weathers was pitching. We were on the under. Hot, wind out, went poorly. Davis Martin got shit on. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, no, that was another one. That we also lost the piston under on Weathers. That was when Judge first went down. So I've gotten burned on Yankee unders a couple times. So, I want to be a little bit careful. But then also we saw it yesterday where the handicap was almost identical. I think we're going to be under. What ends up happening? A couple fly balls. They're all going out. So be wary, of that. And even, with the double juice here, I'm still a little bit under, and maybe I'm not going far enough. If you saw how much I was moving the fucking model for this shit, you understand why I'm like the way I am about these games, and I'm very transparent. Maybe that's the signal. I'm like, oh, I'm doing like the Tully thing from fucking Sesame Street. The fucking sky is full, and I'm fucking bugging the hell out. Maybe these are like, that's it, that's it. You got enough signals where you're shaking in the chair. It's not double digit to push, right? It's double digit to win. Both of these games are at 9.5 and not 10. So maybe there's a little bit of a signal to go for it. Burke has been good, but not great. 4.15 ERA, 126 whip. Again, it's man. We've seen him be good for short stretches. So there are good games in there. But it's been very mad. He doesn't get swings and misses, and that's always going to hurt you versus the Yankees. Pitching to a very high zone contact, going to hurt you against the Yankees. Plus lots of fly balls, which is going to hurt you not just versus the Yankees, but in this environment today. A little hard to get behind Burke as much as I know a lot of sharp people like the White Sox, and with good reason. They've been fucking good. Burke has also pitched pretty well. on the road this year. But the last 30 stuff, again, mixed. You got to be worried about the weather environment. That's everything today. Weathers, I think, has been much better than the ERA, 4.36 ERA, but a 1.17 whip. Again, the Sierra at 3.44 for an expected ERA just north of 4.25. The disciplinary stuff is pretty strong. You'd like to see more. He doesn't induce any chases, which is a little bit weird. Not that he's ever been great with it, but you expect a little bit more. But still getting the 20 KBB, north of 30 CSW, 43 ground ball. You like to see that. The home runs have been the worst part. 18.5 homer to fly ball on just a regular 40 fly ball, 31 hard hit Fangraphs is not that crazy. The barrels have all gone out. Now, barrels are bad, but I think Weathers, people are they're punishing him a little bit too much. Hopefully I framed that properly without sounding like a fucking damn Yankee homer. See a 6.44 ERA last 30, but the Sierra just south of 4 with a 15 KBB. Those are not terrible, and he's been much better at home. I think the Yankees win this one. Like, look at me. I picked a favorite. You know what I'm saying? White Sox versus lefties hasn't been a great split, right? That's something that we've mentioned. Now, when the L30 goes against my prior, I like to check the full season. And so the full season for the White Sox has been significantly better, and then you find yourself at the impasse of, is this a young team that was sun running a little bit and going to regress negatively, or is what we're seeing now maybe a blip and they're going to be fine? My answer is generally a shade of gray because I'm a pussy and it's somewhere in the middle, and then I think I'm defaulting to pitcher quality, right? Where you see the mixed bag. Weathers, I think, is good, right? And the White Sox have swung and missed a lot against lefties and lost in the zone, leading to strikeouts. I think that's Weathers' game, so I think that's where I'm at. Yankees have really hit, and this looks like an Aaron Judge lineup. Again, you'll get swing and miss, and you get some losing in the zone, but they're being very patient. It's turning into tons of walks, and the power stuff is strong. Yankees are tied for third in home runs versus righties last 2 weeks. 17 dongs and 280 plate appearances is a fucking monster power output, right? You can almost multiply that by 3 to get yourself to a big full season, and it's a monster output there. Yankees bullpen has been the significantly better squad here. I think I got like Yankees to cover. Actually, model, I'm right on the edge. But yeah, I think we're getting regression for Weathers. I think his style of pitching is better than the Sox, and I think getting this Yankee team who's looking really fucking good with the 3-phase edge at plus 125 for the cover, I could fucking mange on that. Next up, Landon Rupaloop. You could come too. Bring your green hat. He's on the bump for the Gigantes. San Francisco treats are plus 120 dogs down in Atlanta to face Martin Perez in the dirty. Minus 143 for the home squad. Remember, Acuna out. They said it's going to be a really long time. Just as I was bitching about Austin Riley, I saw this tweet making the rounds about how his last couple of batted balls have been north of 100 miles an hour. I fucking hope so. I can't believe it. One of my bigger L's, man. Got to take the big fat fucking L. Austin Riley, sometimes there's a really sharp piece of analysis that's also very kind of simple in its essence. And it's that you're defaulting to bigger samples. Austin Riley's a good hitter. He's a good hitter. Austin Riley's a good hitter, and he's got fantastic power metrics without crazy swing and miss disciplinary shit. He's showing the improvement in those metrics, better chase with good contact, and you're like, why wouldn't he be fucking good? And you've seen monster seasons from him. In a good lineup, decent place to hit. It's just been fucking disgracefully bad, so... Braves offense needs to get dinged, right? Also, Michael Harris left that game. They said he's okay, but I don't think there's any chance you see him today. I'm almost expecting to Thursday, maybe have him out to the weekend. Right? So if you're setting like fantasy lineups, NFBC on Friday, he's out. Okay, so let's go Rupaloop, Martin Perez. I could just tell you off rip, I like the Giants F5. This is like what we're waiting for when our pitchers are on the bump. So Rupe has a 4.24 ERA and a 1.29 whip. Man, I haven't better than that. I guess the last 30 days is probably much worse than I'm expected. So I'm going to fast forward to the last 30. Wow, it's been really gross, and I didn't even expect it. Now, I'm going to use that trick I was talking about yesterday, where you go in this picture cell with his name, you go over to StatCast, put the name in the box. I mean, if I can't tell you how fast it is because their search bar is slow and it's not even accurate sometimes. You're scrolling. This is like, man, it's fucking awesome. It really makes the tool a little bit easier to use. I'm going to look for degradation in velo intra-season right within this year to try and figure out what the fuck is going on. Let's see. No, velo is fine. The velo on the four-seamer was actually its highest in his last start. Let's jump out and see if there's been like a change in Arsenal. No, not really. You know, he mixes up the four-seamer and the sinker as oh no, sorry, that's velocity. My mistake. Hold on, I gotta back it up. My mistake. No, it's basically sinker and curve first. I knew there was a mistake there. And maybe that's it, where he's throwing more sinkers, and I'd like to see him go back to the curveball first approach. You know, that pitch is fucking filthy. The curveball on Roop is a legit money pitch, man. Like I said, now it's down to the secondary, 207 X-Lug, 37 whiff. Then he goes to the changeup, which we love as an out pitch to lefties, 329 X-Lug, 32 whiff, 29 whiff on the cutter with a 374 X-Lug. This is fine. The sinker has just been kind of getting hit hard, and he's been a little bit unlucky also. The slug is like 50 points higher than the X-Lug. Yeah, I think I'm still buying in the Roop stuff. I think he's been good. He's also been better on the road. Not like San Fran is a real necessarily tough place to pitch. So I think I'm going to get back with the Roop-a-Loop. I think I'm okay with that. You know, he's pounding the lower third, keeping the ball down, suppressing hard contact, only 4 home runs through 74 in the third. Meanwhile, Martin Perez is the owner of the how the fuck do you keep getting away with this award? Yeah, I know, no shit. 290 ERA and a 105 whip for fucking Martin Perez. What the fuck, man? If you need an argument on how variant fucking baseball is, you have no idea, man. 402 expected, 414 Sierra. Now, granted, I don't like to misframe. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. My indicator, which I believe in the most, which you get, it's proprietary, it's exclusive, no one else gets this shit. It's yours for the same fucking whatever $1.67 a week if you sign up for the fucking season. Honestly, just trying to bring you all the fucking value I can. It's giving me a fucking elbow in my fat belly, you know, that my fat undercarriage. Like a little nudge, like, hey, big man, maybe we want to pump the brakes. Perez has been a little bit better than that. Then I would counter that person nudging my big belly and saying, dude, 12 KBB, 9 swing and strike, 38 ball, 30 chase. How the fuck is he doing this? Like, legit. And the answer is very simple. 80 left on base and a 230 BABIP. Those are not the things we believe in. Even the 10 homer fly ball is probably a little bit low for my liking. He's been death to lefties as expected, but he's gotten hit by righties. He's been so good at fucking home. Again, 167 home ERA, that has to regress. We got to go for the Giants. Plus, the offense has been certainly getting up off the mat. Oh, yes. Giants offense has been fucking awesome lately. I was screaming from the rooftops that the Giants were going to be good. Of course, we never know when these teams start bad. Everybody just gets the fucking shovels and starts burying these fucking guys. Matt Chapman, and I know I just did this as a negative for Austin Riley, so like I guess maybe this is the best timing, but Matt Chapman, good hitter. Rafael Devers, good hitter. Willie Adames, good hitter. These guys are fucking good hitters. And Bryce Eldridge is a fucking really good hitter. I'm writing him up. He's going to come up in my piece for The Athletic coming out tomorrow morning. Yo, elite power stuff. Elite, like Shohei Ohtani and like fucking Kyle Schwarber. Like the guys at the front end of the fucking bell curve. So if you haven't added Eldridge, you're in a smaller kind of rec league where he still might be available. He's a massive fucking ad. So you have the Giants here. It's okay to back the Giants. Now they're one of the better left-hand hitting teams in the league. You got to go after fucking Martin Perez. If the dam was ever going to collapse, it was going to be today, right? It's power, 150 ISO, tons of line drives, 403 XCon. Meanwhile, the Braves offense has really been unimpressive. Versus righties last 2 weeks, batting 207. They've got to be bottom 3 in extra base hits, 530 OPS, just 6% walk, 282 xWOBA implies like 3.25 runs. So the Braves have been shit. The Giants are hitting. I think this is a misprice. The Braves, however, have the significantly better bullpen, and we know Perez can kind of go distant. So I think we want to keep it short. We're looking to win this one. 1-zip, 2-1, like that's it, right? You know what I mean? We're not trying to get fucking fancy here. I will check the first 5. Price on the run line. Just take the 110 on the F5. Let's keep this fucking bitch going. All right, we're kind of flowing a little bit today. Then again, after we get through the nighttime stuff, commuter crowd always on the front of my mind. We'll circle back for a little daytime parlay. Know what I mean? A jelly bean. Next up, this was the biggest misprice on the board for me as far as price goes. Though maybe before I open my fucking mouth, I should have looked to make sure it was still out there. So, yeah, although... Okay, it was the 9 that I was referring to, being under on the 9. Libator going for the Cardinals, -105 against Noah Cameron going for the Royals, -115. So right off the bat, Cameron's been fucking awesome. He should be a heavier favorite. I'm also surprised to see money coming in on Cameron now. Libator might be improving also. I feel like I hate to do the fucking my look. I was watching him and do you know ball? I watch ball. Yeah, he's been much better. 330 Sierra, 21 2 KBB, last 30 for Libator, though Cameron's been like shoving, .78 whip, 240 expected, 2.9 Sierra, 23 KBB last 30 days. We know Cameron has some fucking studliness in him. So, right off the rip, I think the Cardinals are the better team here. Though the Royals are a better team with Cameron going at least F5 because the bullpen terrifies me. Right? I'm pretty sure that plays out. KC bullpen is sticky, sweaty, crusty anus. It's the worst. Summer fair on an August day. The worst. So I still think I like KC F5, but I got to be honest, right? And this is something I've been talking about and I'm trying to fucking put into practice. I don't even know if there ever was an F5 U5. But there's a fairly priced 4.5, and that's the play we want. In the past, I would have bet the Royals here. I still think they get it done. But because we're dealing in the realm of fucking little decimal points, right? Mean outcomes and decimal points on a highly variant game in a small sample, right? Like a fucking quant nightmare. A lot of times, I'm realizing when I take those losses, they end up way under. The guy it's usually not like, oh man, I like Kansas City to win in this scenario, and Cameron goes out and gets fucking shellacked. It's he'll go out and give up 1 or 2. We'll only get 1 because again, we don't have an offense we really believe in, right? I've been talking about how to line up the matrix mentally and then have that lead to our execution, right? The decision point of full game at F5 and totals versus money line. So again, not to derail too hard, but that is one of the places I've been trying to fucking hone my own game a little bit. So yeah, I got Casey getting to St. Louis and I'm not buying that. Again, you can see the stuff with Libator is ugly. I flip back to the pitching stuff. It's been gross. 12 KBB, 26 CSW, but it's the same thing for Cameron. And it goes to show you how, pitchers go through these waves similar. Hold on, I got to do more big nose. Similar to hitters and teams, right? Pitchers are also go through waves. But because pitching is more susceptible to adjustment, right? Well put. Arm angle, place on the rubber. I mean, arsenal, grip. It's like fucking sequencing. It's like it is. That's why I love it so much, right? It won't ever be solved. It can't be solved. It's too variant to be solved. This is why we love it, right? We try and mix the art with the science while we're learning and having some fun, maybe making a couple bucks trying to, do this impossible fucking task. But I think that's maybe what we've seen from Libator. You know what's funny? I'm going to table that for right now. I'm going to circle back to that because I actually need a pitcher to write up for The Athletic, like the headliner. And I've been saying I'm not going to repeat write-up guys. So we're whatever, fucking 12 weeks into the season or whatever the fuck we are. You're right. I wrote up 12 second basemen and 12 shortstops and 12 starters. Like, you're running out because a lot of guys are owned and guys are getting hurt faster than they're getting fucking replaced. So, I'm going to mark Libitor. Maybe Cameron's even another option for, right? Guys we're going to be looking for a change. So, yeah, I'm under. I'd be even probably under the fucking full game, to be honest. Like, can we find the 9? I don't know. I'm going to look. So I'm going to just mark it I'm going to mark it with a U for right now. And hop on like Betstamp or one of those fucking shopping apps, because obviously as a cheap motherfucker, it would kill me to go under a 9 when there's like a affordable 8.5, right? I'm sorry. Scratch like Willy Wonka. Scratch that. Reverse it. Right? It would kill me to go under an 8.5 when there was an affordable 9. There she goes. All right, last one on the nighttime. I got Jose Soriano for the Angels. He came off the board. So I don't want to sink too far into that. I have a feeling maybe we won't see him. MGM just posted him. Fuck, I don't know. All right, so maybe Soriano is going for the Angels, plus 113 dog in Sacramento to face Gage Jump in the A's, minus 136 for Jump. I think Jump is actually good. So I think Gage Jump, hashtag good at pitching. Soriano, man, he's a thrill a minute, right? Because he's his own feeder, right? And it's like ball and play, or walk. Also an issue. I'm sorry, you know what? Let me back it up. The zone contact, not as bad as I thought for Soriano. But the ball and walk rates certainly are, with the poor first strike rate, which just makes for the worst combination, right? You're a kind of a ground baller. Now, granted, the swing and miss is starting to pop, so I don't want to be throwing dirt on this guy either. But he's very heavily reliant on BABIP, right? So Soriano's got the great ERA. The BABIP is not great, but you also get fucking blow-ups right here. Let me check it out. Because I think lately it's actually been terrible, and what we're seeing, even on the good side, are just residuals of a ridiculous start to the season. The last 30, not as bad as I thought, but a 417 expected, 467 Sierra, and a single-digit KBB is far from great. Like a guy that you want to be backing that looked like a fucking breakout to start the year. I mean, he was so good. From opening day till my birthday, Fangraphs lets you do this cool, like, grouping thing now. He had a .24 ERA. He gave up one earned run through 37 2/3, right? So that'll slam your statistics. But after that, it's not been gross. But the walks are crazy, going back 2, 7, 4, 1, and 6. So there were just days where his control is just absolutely terrible. And I worry in Sacramento would be one of those days, right? You're worried about the weather. You're worried about the fucking wind blowing out. Every day here, it's not 88, but it is like in the 80s. And the wind's blowing out. The ball is fucking flying out there. Another 5.5 and 10 total. I don't know how you could back Soriano or the Angels. We're always kind of hunting for dogs. I'm worried a little bit. Because it's not like Soriano's been ass. You can't start pushing gas can yet. We're not at that point. Going back to earned runs 0, 4, 2, 3, 2. 6 and 2 and 2, 5 and 3, 4 and 2 and 2, 6 and 4, 5 and 0. Like, yeah, it's not great. But this isn't like, okay, I'm going to challenge him in the joke ballpark. I'm still trying to be a little bit reticent there or whatever. All right, so that'll do it for all the early stuff. You want to do a quick skyrockets in flight, little fucking afternoon delight? What do you say, party people? Come on.
Spartan! What is your profession?
All right, I'll take that as a fucking resounding yes. Trey, the Macho Man, you savage, on the bump for the Bluebirds. They have a taxed pen with the wind blowing out doubly, right? So it's like 20 miles an hour blowing out in Boston to face Sonny Gray and the Red Sox. Again, funny to have this wind and only have an 8.5 total, and I'm still like so far under. I almost have to double check that I imported properly. 1 second. 330. Yeah, I do. I just don't have it. I really like both of these guys. And I've got this one 4-3. The only way I've got this one going over is 4-4, push to the 9. So I don't know. I'm off these games. I'm so fucking scared. I'm afraid. First time in my life, I'm afraid. Now Boston is not really like a crazy, pinball machine. But fuck, man, I don't know. I wish I had more. It makes me feel like I feel bad. Now, guess what? The fucking total has jumped to 9 since this morning. I mean, I have to rethink my totals. Then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. That's been my main problem here. The hiccup, the hurdle has been the weather and how to digest it when we still have a difference. When it first started, I was like, I feel confident. And then you lose a couple of these unders, and you're like, I'm not as confident as I was a second ago. But then it just hits the point of this is like, it's artificial. It's artificial. Meaning it hits the point. This is similar to cores and why I don't go into granular detail of cores. And this could be the answer, right? This could technically be the answer. Wind 20 miles an hour, don't fucking bother. Over or nothing. Don't even fucking bother. Could be. Honestly, could be. Maybe it's wind 20 miles an hour, temperature over 70, right? To make sure that at least it's not like cold or whatever. Maybe I don't know the answer. I don't know that answer. I'm trying to watch and test in real time. It's really fucking difficult. It's really difficult. I don't know. Like I said, I want to go under the 9. I really want to go under the 9. I'd feel a little bit more strongly about going under a 5. So like that, I think that's where we're going. I don't trust either fucking offense as far as I could throw them. I'm going to see if I can catch a fucking F5, U5 somewhere again. I have a little bit of shopping to do after I get off the fucking air. Parker Messick, my boy, going for the guards. He's a 130 dog to Sheen Drohan and the Brewers. And like, Drohan is okay. Don't get me wrong. I was one of the people kind of talking him up preseason. I have him on a couple of like draft champions teams, But Messick is goated. And I think it's more of a condemnation on the guards. And I'm immediately thinking, I wonder if this is one of those plays where, again, I should be thinking about an under. Man, Drohan really kind of humming. I didn't realize just how good his underpinning stuff was. He's been excellent. Along with Messick. Again, I don't think Messick should be a 130 fucking dog. So it looks like we're on a bunch of unders, ladies and gentlemen. Let me check. I'm not sure what this one is listed at. I see a U4. I kind of like the Pens in this game. They're both rested, so maybe I like the full game under more than I like the F5. Oh, unless it looks like it's 4. Is that what I have? 4 and 7.5? That is what I have. I'm an idiot. Oh, under 7.5. Or the Cleveland F5. I'm torn a little bit. All right, how about maybe just the U4. Right, I'm worried about the Drohan distance. I don't know, heavy favorite on the road though. Man, maybe the answer is that full game that I've been, not. I don't want to default to anything, but it's the full game play I've been avoiding for so long. Right, you don't have to even follow the show for that long to know. I'm very open and very honest. I talk through a lot of this stuff, about my own mistakes, where I get in trouble, where I fuck up. And I'm not sure if this is one of those. I wish Cleveland was modeled over 2. If Cleveland was modeled over 2 F5, I feel more confident in the F5 play. And the price is not really there to take the half run, minus 115. Because again, the Guardians are so fucking bad that you worry the second they go down a run, you're never catching back up. Next up, Joey Ryan on the bump for the Twins. He's minus 125 on the road against Jack Leiter and the Rangers. I don't know, man. Leiter is a fucking thrill a minute. I would just go with Joey Ryan here, especially if the price is comparable. F5, the problem with the Twins is the book is out on how bad the bullpen is. So oftentimes, Joe Ryan will be minus 125 full game and like minus 155 for the fucking half, which is fucking shitty. At that point, you might as well just bet that he's going to go 7 and win the game, or bet the F5 and then play for like a piece on the run line, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, minus 155 for the first 5. So you either have to suck it up, pay the juice. You have to suck it up and believe in the Twins bullpen. Or you have to suck it up and buy into Jack Leiter. Now, Ryan, we know, is fucking awesome. Leiter is a fucking thrill a minute man here. I mean, we got some time. We could. He's one of the really polarizing guys, so we could fucking hood pop on Leiter really quick. Again, I can't stop talking how much I love about copying pasting into these name boxes on Savant and Fangraphs. It's like it's just unreal. So you can see Leiter now up to a 497 ERA with a 141 WHIP, which is bad. Not a single indicator at or below 4, which is bad. I think he throws the four-seamer too often, though he's got good velo and good stuff. He does not get ahead. He works up in the zone, and he misses up in the zone. So you get barrels, you get fly balls, you get home runs. Same as Ryan, but Ryan's command and control is significantly better, right? Ryan giving up a couple homers is believable. It's also why I worry about the under in this case, right? So again, how I've been trying to tie in all these kind of, execution problems. And this does not check the box where, I thought where you have a favorite that you like, but you're worried about the offense behind it a little bit. I'm not as worried about the Twins getting the fucking Leiter. I'm not. I'm worried about the Twins bullpen coughing the fucking bitch up. That's what I'm really worried about. Twins are plus 135 on the cover. And I almost feel like if you're going to beat Jack Leiter, he's going to melt down. And if Joey Ryan is going to be good, he's going to fucking ace it for you. So you almost might as well play for the run line. Now, does that apply to the F5? The reason I'd say maybe not is because it's in the negative. It's minus 108. So that's a little bit unattractive. If that was plus 135, now maybe you're speaking my language. So I don't know. This is something I'm also trying to be a little bit more like open to, is playing the run line and not being so damn cute about these one-run wins, right? The Twins offense is not great. But look, they are killing right now, and I don't want to, even the last 2 weeks. It's 315 plate appearances of mashing. The Twins are fucking mashing right now. Buxton is unconscious, and fucking Cody Clemens is fucking raking right now. Even Larnack went deep the other fucking day, like they're fucking humming. But the bullpen is ass. 6.9 ERA last 43 innings for the Twins. But as you know, if you've been tailing me the last week or two, we've lost to fucking bad bullpens in games that we would have generally felt confident in late. So, all right, let's wrap this bitch up with the very last one. Shane Baz in the bump for the O's. They're on the road against Brian Wu and the Mariners. I've got Wu and the Mariners for a pretty clean win. I like Baz coming into the season, but it's just not working right now. Oh, fuck. I said I would do the Leiter thing. Let me just hit the... Hold on. Hold up. Let me just hit reverse really quick because we do want to know about Leiter. Like I said, velo is good, extension is good, very good spin, and he gets whiffs. So that's why he's throwing the four-seamer so often. It's a really good pitch. He gets good break. He's got good movement. He's just under that 18 inches of IVB that we're always looking for, induced vertical break. Backs it up with the slider. I mean, he misses with this fucking pitch all the time. Major problem. So yes, he gets whiffs when it's on, but he misses really badly and gets killed. The same for the fucking changeup. You don't want all your secondaries. Like, for example, Jack Leiter doesn't have a single pitch in the arsenal with an X slug below 400. So you just can't be expecting like regression on all the contact stuff, because again, the command and control is not good enough for Leiter. When he's sharp, yeah, he's really sharp, but I say this all the time. I was saying this on the Source Network. I say it here all the time. He's the kind of guy, because I actually think this happened to me. You bet on Jack Leiter. He threw 3 2/3 perfect fucking ball. You hear as you're walking away, he keys the guy to get through the fourth, and you're like, oh my God, this guy might throw a fucking no-hitter. So you take your time getting back to the TV, take a shit, grab a fucking beer, you know what I'm saying? Head back to the fucking couch, you're losing fucking 5-3. You're like, wait, what? Oh yeah, hit by pitch. And that's like how he rolls. Like, it's not like he battled and he missed. It's all of a sudden spins off the fucking rails. He hits a batter, walks a batter. Right? Then the misses come. Then I need to force feed strikes, but I'll throw the slider. And we've seen this fucking movie 1,000 times. So there is a lot of potential, right? In conclusion, there's a lot of potential for Jack Leiter, but you got to understand what the risk is here. And I don't think at this level he can be consistent. All right, next up, Shane Baz. I kind of feel the same way about Baz. since we're doing the analytical thing and we got plenty of time, I'm already under the hood with Boz. Four-seamer still got the velo at 96. It's down a tick from last year, but that's okay. Half a tick or whatever. Really good spin, really good extension. Not getting whiffs in the four-seamer. Maybe throwing it a bit too often. Backing it up with the curve and the cutter, which have performed okay. You'd like to see better contact profiles for the whiff rates, which are kind of capped. Neither one up in the 30s. This is not good. And, the changeup that he's throwing to lefties gets destroyed. It's like the worst pitch in the arsenal. So his has been the problem with Baz. Like, we kind of circling around the target right here. So Baz's outpitch to lefties is a changeup, right? So he tries to pull the brakes on the velo, go down from 96 to 88, which is good, right, in theory. But you have to get down with the pitch. You can't miss with it or telegraph it. Maybe he's tipping it. 103 of the 104 pitches he's thrown, the changeup, have gone to lefties. So that's, 90, more than 99% of them to lefties. A 753 X slug and an 11% whiff rate. You can't do that. Now, I'm going to isolate to just lefties to see where that pitch falls. So that's 13%. Again, it's the out pitch. It's the tertiary out pitch. He goes four seam curveball. When the curveball isn't there, he tries to go change. And apparently they should be trying to get away with that with good reason. So there's very good reason to be worried about Baz. Woo is fucking awesome. So, like, there's even there's a right? Didn't we have a donkey pairing somewhere? Yeah, it's probably the Yankees. Ugh, betting Yankee favorites is like the worst fucking bet in baseball. I wouldn't pay. Right, no, it's not the Twins, because if you're going to go Twins, you pay the minus 125, isolate it. Didn't we have somebody? No, we don't. So, I don't know, man. Same thing. It's probably Mariners run line. I worry a little bit having to challenge the fucking Orioles. And, I mean, the Mariners did get back Raleigh. But they also lost Julio yesterday. That's right. Ooh, I forgot about that. Got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. And also, obviously, very hard to go under this one. Man, I might be over, but it falls right in the line because it's the heavy favorite at home. But, like, this might be a sharp over. Maybe it's a Seattle team total, and then we don't have to worry about the Baltimore offense sticking the finger in the coolie. Seattle's at 4.5 plus 120. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on that last one. Sorry, let's get the fuck out of here, That's enough of that bullshit, I appreciate everybody for watching the show. Support good people doing good work. Check out the pin post on Substack. There's free samples. Same for Twitter. Just scroll. There's free samples. If you have any questions, hit me up. This is all about you. And if it's money that's really an issue, like honestly an issue, I'll front you a month for free. And make $8 and keep signing up, right? So, again, I'm here for you. If I was trying to rob you, I'd be charging a little bit more. All right, quick recap on the picks. We got Toronto and Boston under early. Cleveland and Milwaukee under. I think Minnesota kills. That Baltimore game, I'm a little bit stuck. But if I had to guess, I think Seattle kills. I do. And you know what? That's a good way to tackle the Twins and the Seattle, right, with the juice. Rather than pair them and have one loss sink the ship. They're both at plus money if you even bet them at plus money. And they're nice plus money, plus 135, plus 150. If you get one of the two, it's a winning venture. That's how I would approach it, and I might later on. Mets and Phillies, I'm to the under. Oh, this just looks like a losing fucking ticket. St. Louis and KC, I'm to the under. I've got Giants winning. F5 is the dog. And Yankees with the fucking kill on the White Sox also. So, yeah, I guess, you could pair Yankees and Mariners. Like, I guess that actually makes sense late. I guess that was it. So if you went Yankees, if you go Yankees Mariners, yeah, plus 167, I like that also. I might put up a mix of that, run lines and wins and parlays and stuff. Let's get the fuck out of here, Appreciate you all for picking up what I'm putting down. Please press the cartoon finger button because it matters more than it should. There's also football stuff, same energy, same data. Description link is in the description below. But check out the videos. Those are under the video link. Same channel. I got best ball drafts. I also did a couple of round reviews. First round review, second round review. I'm going to do the third round review soon. I actually like that. A little bit different than I like the drafts because I just do stream of consciousness. So we're talking ADP, we're talking stylistics, and we're talking strategy. Plus, I'm knocking drafts out, but also showing people my own decisions, right, where I put my money. But the round stuff is cool also because not only do I get to show off the tools, we get to take a deeper of a look. You know, when you're under the gun in a fucking best ball draft, you have 20 seconds. There's only so much talking you could do. Even if you have back-to-back turn picks, only so much talking you can do on the wrap. So check out the Foosball and the MLB. Hopefully we can, get back in the win column, right? The last week it's been ugly, and it's been a lot of just, right, those death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's dying slowly. So hopefully we'll turn it back around and check these fucking later, yo. Enjoy the day. No, wait a minute. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Imagine forgetting your own catchphrase. Ugh. Remember, when you work this hard, the winning feels a lot less like luck, yo. Peace out to everybody in the comments. Sorry I didn't get to you. I got to jet, yo.